Hey, what's up, everybody? We had a webcast with a few technical difficulties, so I'm going to do a quick recap video so you guys can see what we talked about as we prepare for the holiday season 2019 and gear up for a great 2020. So let's get into it and see what tips, tricks, and holiday hacks we can provide for you so you can have a hassle-free holiday. And this is going to be an awesome way to wrap up the last handful of months for 2019. Let's get into it. All right, here we go. So welcome to our holiday recap of our webcast. I'm Jeremiah Stroup, and I'll be up here, hopefully in a little corner floating around so you guys can focus on some of the information that we put together for you. Of course, for some of my business partners and affiliates and associates, this is going to be some really helpful tips that you're going to want to pass on to some of the important people in your life. But also, if you are a family member, an acquaintance, a coworker, a supporter of this amazing community of social entrepreneurs, well, welcome and thank you, because your dollars do make a difference. I know so often we giggle about kind of some of the ordinary brands that we connect people with, if you will, that are kind of boring and they're not sexy or not exciting. But when folks choose to support a community of small local business owners backed by these billion-dollar brands, it actually does make a significant difference. And I'll talk about that as we kick things off here. But thank you for being a part of this and checking this out. So we want to make it a merry and bright, hassle-free holiday season. And as you tune in, we're going to give you some holiday hacks and tips, from festive food ideas and solutions to gift giving, which of course is an area that we are very strong in because we really believe we can streamline that process for folks. And I'll be upfront. A lot of times people go, oh, this is just information only and there's nothing to buy. And I would say, no, that's not true, because I really believe that if we don't pay, then we don't pay attention. And that sometimes the number one way you can serve someone, especially as an entrepreneur, is actually to help them make a purchase, to buy a solution, to fix something, but also to take action, because we put our money where our mouth is. And a lot of people say, hey, I want to support small business, or I want to make a difference. But if we're not actually putting our economic power behind that, it's just kind of empty words, right? Actions speak louder than words. And so I want people to be able to say, you know what? No, I can do my holiday shopping. I can take advantage of some of these promotions and offers and specials, which I'll talk about a little bit later on in the webcast. But the first part, I just want to add value to you with a few fun things that I found as I was researching this that I think will definitely make your holidays a little bit more exciting, fun, and hassle-free. Most of you guys know that because of the business enterprises that I developed in my 20s, I've been able to do fun things like cover fashion shows, which I just did about, 4 weeks ago, for Fashion Next 2019 on the red carpet, interviewing different designers and icons and celebrities. And I never would have been able to do that if my day job still today was waiting tables like it used to be. Because when I got introduced to this opportunity, I was going to community college, waiting tables, and I was not able to do red carpet events whenever I wanted, and to spotlight cool people in the community, or to raise money for nonprofits or charities. And so I'm very grateful that, becoming my own boss for, I guess, the last dozen years has really afforded me the opportunity to go out there and do some incredible things, to live some of my dreams, to have some adventures, to travel, but also to help add value to other people. And that's really the heart of what we do. So let me tell you about 3-4 families here really quick, and then we'll hop in. This really is at our core, our business model, even though it's very misunderstood. It's kind of its own subculture, if you will. It's out of the box. It's not something that's taught in traditional education systems, if you will. It's about becoming self-educated and understanding your worth and your identity, and saying, hey, my manager is great, my boss is great, but they're not better human beings than me. And if they can own or they can run the show, why couldn't I be the person to call the shots in my life? And that's not for everyone, but for a lot of folks, they don't see themselves working at their job for the rest of their life. They want to have options. They want to be able to have abundance so their cup can overflow on other individuals, which I think is great. So let me tell you about these 3 circles here. First off, David and Stephanie Etherly. David and Stephanie totally changed my life. I was 19, going to community college, like I mentioned, waiting tables at a seafood restaurant, slinging fish sticks to pay my way through school and buy those $300 textbooks. And David crossed paths with me on Valentine's Day. Wasn't that romantic? It was at a checkout stand at a grocery store, but he said he's working on some projects, looking for some key people. And he took my number on the back of his business card, because I didn't have one. I was a broke college student. And subsequently, he gave me his business card and said, if you don't hear from me in a couple of weeks, give me a call. And he went on to quickly lose my phone number. But thank God that I gave him a call a couple of weeks after that, even though, my mom was a little maybe worried or skeptical and told me to be careful. I'm like, Mom, I'm a 19-year-old college punk kid. This guy's working on some incredible projects. He's a family man with a little baby at home, a wife. He's got a beautiful home, beautiful cars. And he works a steady government job, and he was doing some of the modeling and acting and things as a way to supplement his income. So that's where we crossed paths at a casting call. And he's reaching out to me with an opportunity to potentially learn about business and to maybe do something in my early 20s. I go, Mom, if anybody was doing something weird, it'd be me, not the family guy. But, thanks for looking out for me. But of course, moms are awesome. They want to make sure their babies aren't doing anything, wild. Little did she know that everything that I was stepping into was guaranteed, was low risk, that they were already fully capitalized. They weren't looking for me to be an investor. And if they were looking for investors, they wouldn't have been looking for me. They were just saying, Jeremiah, we want someone with ambition and drive who wants to go out there and do something great, but doesn't want to reinvent the wheel, that wants to be able to build on foundations that are already in place in these platforms and technology, as well as in mentorship, were things I could leverage in my early 20s. And I became self-educated, if you will. Well, I wrapped up going to community college. I was starting to go to basically a different university, if you will, where there are a lot of successful people. So I'm forever in debt to that couple, David and Stephanie. And because of that one relationship, I was able to replace essentially my job income, if you will, to become my own boss, to work for myself by the age of 26. And now when I do work, and I still work red carpet events, and I still work on different projects, or I'm asked to consult on different things. But when I do work, it's by choice, because all of my bills have been paid through this kind of passive ongoing income strategy, if you will, that I created in my 20s. All my bills have been paid for a dozen years. And so now I get to handpick certain projects and things that I do on the side, which I'm very grateful for. And I'm nothing special. But here's the punchline. That couple, David and Stephanie, you can see there, never charged me one penny for their time, for their investment, for their mentorship. And I am forever grateful for that. Not one dime. I had to get a legal business license, which cost me less than a nice pair of shoes. And I was able to turn that $62 investment at 19 into, $500,000 revenue stream in my 20s. But they never personally profited from me getting signed up in some deal. It wasn't one of those. We get so skeptical in our world, we miss good opportunities sometimes just because it doesn't fit into our box. It certainly wasn't traditional, or I would have been invited, but at the same time, it created incredible results. And I'm so, so grateful for David and Stephanie. Unfortunately, because of the brain injuries that David got while he was playing professional football back in the day, he slowly but surely in the last 8 years lost his ability to speak. But when he could speak, he spoke for me. And his words made a huge difference in my life. Mentorship matters. And these were my first mentors in my life. I now subsequently have some new mentors who stepped in the gap. But I will tell you, David and Stephanie, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart forever. And I'm wishing them joy and peace in this holiday season, and their two kids, Nathan and Tamika, as well. So enough about me, but let me talk to you about what I was able to do once I had some freedom, once I had control of time and money, and was able to kind of be that solo entrepreneur, if you will, or social entrepreneur. And I was able to go out there and pay it forward. And so I helped using the same platforms. And if you could almost think of the concept of having the same access to the same suppliers, that doesn't mean you're going to do the same as some other company down the street. But if you're supplied by the same, cleaning company, or you get your produce as a restaurant from the same produce company, great, you have those same raw materials. But then the expertise was the education, the mentorship side of it. And so I was able to tap couples like you see in the middle, Zach and Kristen Miller and Kyle and Dakota Ball, into this amazing worldwide mentorship organization, if you will, of phenomenal, successful entrepreneurs. And they were able to leverage the same technology platforms that we use. And essentially be able to, both of these couples essentially were able to pay off the Millers $50,000 in debt and are now completely debt-free with tens of thousands of dollars in the bank. And that was getting around mentorship that taught them how to budget, how to embrace a debt-free lifestyle, how to pay cash for things, how to live below their means. But if they never would have got around that association, most 20-somethings aren't thinking like that, right? So they got around that and they embraced it. So debt-free, money in the bank, and created essentially retirement-style income for Kristen, who only works 2 days a week now, and not because she has to. Again, it's by choice. But they replaced her income about 2 years ago, or maybe even before that, probably. And then they subsequently helped the Balls, which are on the right side there in the blue suit. Kyle and Dakota are 26 and 28, did the same thing, paid off $80,000 plus in debt, are debt-free, $1,000 to the bank saved, and are also basically created retirement-style income for Dakota this last year. So it's amazing to see these young people. Now, some of them continue to work kind of part-time because what we do takes so little of our time. We can run our businesses on the side, an hour a day or two, and then continue to go out there. If we want to keep our day job, that's fine. We're not telling people they can't have a job. We're just saying on the side or as a backup plan, kind of as a safety belt to your economics. I think it's smart to have other revenue streams. We're not the only ones that think like this. There's a lot of people who want to have a side hustle income. If that wasn't true, then why would Uber exist or Lyft exist or Postmates or DoorDash? These are ways for a lot of folks that have a day job but maybe aren't making quite enough money to live a debt-free lifestyle or to be able to travel or maybe give to their churches or charities. A lot of people are having a side income and figuring out other income strategies. So we're not weird in that. There's 38 million people who have a home-based business of some kind. And as far as in the networking realms, right, of leveraging the same concepts that Facebook did with social networking and Amazon did with e-commerce, online shopping, those concepts. But as far as networking type businesses, what some people call multi-level, but I would say we're more akin to direct selling, going directly to the consumer. And we have a watchdog agency in our industry called the DSA, the Direct Selling Association. Well, we're the #1 DSA in the world. And be able to leverage that has been pretty incredible to create a side income without having to spend thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars like a lot of people do to go into business for themselves. And they have to quit their day job or drop out of school because traditional businesses take so much time. So there's value in non-traditional, even though some people have this weird connotation with it. If you could do something part-time that made you double what you are making your job full-time, a lot of people would embrace that. So Kyle and Dakota, Zach and Kristen, incredible examples. So excited that I was able to basically open doors for them that were opened for me by David and Stephanie. And then subsequently I also helped this awesome, cute little couple over here, Marty and Esther Ng, who you can see with my buddy Tracy in the middle. But Marty and Esther, the couple to his left and right, he, along with his wife Kimberly, have helped mentor this great couple and myself. And Marty was jobless, homeless, carless, and addicted 6, 7, 8 years ago. And he turned his life around, got around this again, association, went through recovery programs. And again, we're not a counseling program, but what I'm saying is through business development, entrepreneurship, education, and reading books on growth, communication, and personal development, it's amazing how those go hand in hand with folks who are trying to change their life in other areas as well. And so he embraced all of that and totally did a 180. And then attracted this incredible gal. They just celebrated a 1-year anniversary, Esther, and they're married now. And they created a retirement style income basically a couple of months ago. They just stepped into that where by the end of the year, they will make, and again, I'm not trying to make any income claims. I'm just saying they'll make more than a lot of families do working, full-time. They'll be able to generate a great part-time income or retirement style income, if you will. So I just want to share those because a lot of people go like, well, what's this all about as far as what you guys are doing online or with your businesses? And I just want to lay that table. And if you don't like this, you can fast forward through it. But to lay the table before we hop into holiday hacks of just saying, who are these people? And I just like the idea of this domino effect of people, helping people, and this impact where families can make a difference, not just make money. And that there are a lot of people who are more than happy to work a career for 40, 50, 60 hours a week for 40, 50, 60 years. And statistically, I think the stats are from like the Banker Association that it's like 5 out of 100 men or women are able to say, man, they're actually really solid and secure by retirement age. It's like 95 out of 100 men or women aren't. So I think for a lot of folks, looking for other alternatives or just maybe even looking to supplement their income makes a lot of sense. And so for those that want that, these guys have seeked out that mentorship. They earned it. They had to qualify. They had to really fight to earn the respect of some of my mentors, but they did that. And these are fun success stories. So I want you to know as I progress here, and I even talk about some of those offers at the end, your dollars make a difference. And it's helping a community of people who are helping people, right? If I can vote with my dollars and I could vote for a big box store like Walmart to get richer, or I could support small local business owners that work with some big brands, but we've negotiated contracts. So these brands have to share and help these local families, help us get out of debt, help us be able to monetize some of the things we're already doing. I think that's almost a no-brainer. If one store helped the world be a better place and one store sold you cheap stuff, made in another country, I really, truly believe I want to support the US-based, North American-based phenomenal group of entrepreneurs and just know my dollars make a difference. And it seems small to say, well, what if I just buy my Christmas gifts through your shopping community? I go, that doesn't seem like a big deal. And it probably is going to save you a lot of time and money and gas, but it is a big deal. So let me hurry up and progress here into some of these hacks because I'm taking too much time telling you the backstory. But here we go. We're going to cover this. Number one, gathering around the table. Most of these initial hacks are about gathering around the table, food hacks, snack hacks, things to really help make the holidays tasty, if you will. I'm also going to talk about festive fun games or activities you could do with your family to keep the holiday season all that much more engaging and dynamic, if you will. I think so often it is just about the food. And then once the food is ate, and we go back for seconds, but once the food's ate, then the family has really nothing to do. There's no activities. They don't really talk about anything that's meaningful as we step into the new year. And I think we all want better for our families. So hopefully some of these ideas will help you engage at a higher level, maybe get to know family members in a different way, or at least make it more festive and fun. And then the third area I'm going to talk about is a better giving plan, because I want the holiday season to be something positive. I don't want people going into debt, putting a bunch of stuff on credit cards, especially if you don't have to, if you just get a little more organized and plan ahead. So a few holiday hacks to kick things off here with. I love this one, it's super cute. If you have younger kids or maybe even older kids, I would be stoked to see this. You can put shoes down and sprinkle powdered sugar around them, and then kids will never stop believing in Santa again. So you can imagine on your hearth or, you know, next to your chimney or whatever, putting some boots down and then sprinkling that powdered sugar around them. And then, you know, maybe a tip, if these are boots that you really love and care about that can't easily be brushed off, maybe you put you know, a little plastic covering or something over them. But for the most part, if you use just a little bit of powdered sugar and get that footprint established, I think it's pretty cool. So I thought that was a cute hack that I saw, cute fun holiday idea, if you will. Here's another hack though, taking some of those candy canes, and sometimes we get way more than we need candy canes, or your work party has a bunch of them, but to grind them up and to add them to, well, almost anything, right? If you want to add that peppermint flavor to a smoothie or have some fun with it in other areas. And I've also seen the idea of rolling a glass rim, maybe getting your cocktail glass or maybe just your hot cocoa glass, maybe a little wet, and then rolling it through that candy cane goodness. So now you have a peppermint rim around your glass. So maybe for your holiday party or holiday get together, it just adds that extra little touch. And it's a great use of those candy canes, which maybe got broken. You know, like, what do I do with a half broken candy cane? I'm like, grind it up, baby. Okay. Here's another one. Ever been frustrated with the holiday lights? I think a lot of people are, and you're going, you know, it's exciting to pull out that whole ball of light bulbs, but now with, you know, some of the new technology, less daunting to find that one missing bulb, but they can still get tangled. So they recommend using some of those old hangers. And sometimes I have hangers that I'm like, they're not that great of a hanger for my clothes, but they might be a great separator and organizer to put in your Rubbermaid bin for your Christmas lights. So I like that. And then finally, as we step into the new year for 2020, I thought this was great, whether you're going to use some non-alcoholic, you know, bubbling cider for your New Year's celebration, or you're going to pop some bottles of champagne. What about putting a fortune cookie on the side of each glass? And then as midnight approaches, maybe before your toast or your cheers, or maybe after, to crack open that fortune cookie, and hopefully has a positive, you know, message, something motivating for people as they get geared up for the new year. 2020 is just around the corner. So there's a few holiday hacks for you to consider. Here's a few tasty tricks, more related to the food side of things. As guests arrive, why not give them something to do? Because if they're hassling you in the kitchen, you're probably not getting done the things you want to get done. And so have them become your designated bottle opener, right? Give them a wine cork if there's some bottles that need to be opened, or maybe just even have them put ice cubes in glasses, or get a pitcher of water for you. And again, depending on the age of the young people at your holiday party, giving them activities to keep them busy, right, and keep them involved would be great while you're putting the finishing touches on the meal. These activities can keep your guest occupied and you freed up to do what you need to do. Also, keeping things chilling at your holiday party. The real estate in the refrigerator is scarce around the holiday season. It's usually jam-packed when I go to my parents' home or family gatherings. And so to have an ice box or an ice cooler you can stick in the garage, throw some ice packs in there, and keep some of the things like you're like, we're probably not going to use, you know, maybe these pickles or these certain condiments. You can pull things out of the fridge, put them in an ice cooler, and just free up more real estate in your fridge, which I think is great. Also, I like this one as far as, you know, not just keeping things cold, but keeping things hot. Gravy. Those gravy bowls are great, but they're typically not designed to keep your gravy very warm. And so if you're prepping stuff and all the stovetop burners are taken up, so you can't keep the gravy on the burner, why not throw it into a thermos? Same thing that keeps your coffee hot should keep your gravy hot until you are ready to slice the turkey and serve it up. And what is a great Thanksgiving or Christmas holiday dinner without some gravy, baby? We need the gravy. Okay, last one on this side. This is great for me. This is a single hack, if you will, because I'm a single bachelor kind of dude, right? So the idea of I don't want to be cutting up onions. That would make me cry just out of boredom, let alone what onions do to my eyeballs, right? But to be able to go to the local supermarket, almost all of them have salad bars. And for a very reasonable price, if you think about it, you have a bunch of pre-cut items. And sometimes if you could get really savvy, you might be able to get, sometimes they give you just a, a certain amount, or they weigh it, or one container, depends on the salad bar you go to. But to be able to even separate different sections and get your diced onions, your diced tomatoes, maybe some of these bacon bits, which I think is great too, because, do you want to spend a bunch of time frying up bacon and going through that whole process when you already have some ready to go? And again, it depends on how sophisticated you are. Some people are like, I'm doing everything from scratch and I'm cutting everything and mincing everything. For a lot of us, we're like, no. And if you're maybe tasked to bring something to a party, maybe this is a great quick fix to swing by the local market and say, let me get the bacon bits or some of the croutons or whatever the things you need to make maybe a really fun holiday snack meal or appetizer. And I also just like the idea of not having to buy all of these items that I might not use all of it. And so I can just get how much I need to make a really cool salad and not a boring, bland salad, because typically I don't have all the accoutrements sitting around my house. So I love the idea of maybe taking your dish to the next level without having to buy 57 different fruits and vegetables for it. So there's a few holiday hacks. Now here's a few more holiday hacks. Hope these add value to you and just give you even just one cool idea that you could add to your holiday season this year to make it a little bit more special and spectacular. I think is great. The one on the far side there, you can see a cell phone. The idea of using the Christmas cards and snapping a picture of Christmas cards, I love that, because that way you can update your contact in your phone. And so when so-and-so calls you, you've got a great picture of their family there on your phone. You save it under their profile. But also a few more kind of snack-related ones. The used up aluminum or plastic wrap containers could be spray painted or covered up with wrapping paper, however you want to. And they make a great gift giving box if you want to do a homemade gift, like baking cookies. They make great cookie keepers. I also saw this done with a Pringles container and repurposing that so that you could put cookies or some homemade treat inside of those. I think that's great. I love the middle one there. So they found a method to keep ice cream soft and it doesn't have to bend your spoon, because when you're going in for that dessert time, the last thing you want is any friction between you and your fork and your face, right? So the idea of putting in a Ziploc bag is supposed to keep your ice cream actually soft. And then you can see next to that heart is a whipped cream heart, and you can spread out whipped cream on a baking sheet, let it freeze, use cookie cutters to cut some cool shapes, holiday shapes, or maybe you want to add it to a pumpkin spiced latte type situation. So maybe you have some little leaves or different icons or pumpkins. And again, you can add this to your hot cocoa or other beverage, which is kind of fun. So let's hop into, and hopefully, again, those are some fun holiday hacks that you can embrace one or two of those. Let's hop into some festivities and fun. The first one, you can see these ladies here. And what they're doing is shaking some boxes. And it's called Do You Hear What I Hear? It's the first holiday game. Got a few of them here to point out to you. You take 7 gift boxes of the same size. And again, a run to maybe the dollar store may allow you to do that, or one of our great partner stores I'll talk to you guys about in just a minute. You can add 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 bells, jingle bells, to each box. And they must be arranged now from largest, so which has the most jingle balls, to the smallest. And so they get to stack up those 7 boxes, and you could potentially make a mark on them, or you may know, which is which, and be able to say, okay, you're the winner, and maybe have a fun little prize for the person who's the winner. Obviously, again, if you're waiting on food and people's tummies are getting grumbly, how cool is the idea of being able to keep them occupied, right, and keep their mind off of food. But a fun activity for sure. You could have it be timed. You can add some intensity to it depending how competitive your family is. This is a little bit of a fun play game with of course, maybe younger kids. You can see you kind of create Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer kind of on one of those message boards, cork boards. You could write the name on these little red circles of each of the family members and put a tack in it, and then you blindfold everybody, spin them around, hopefully not after they've eaten too much food. Okay, that may turn into a different kind of game. And then they get to basically stick the nose on Rudolph. This is more of obviously for the younger demographics, but actually I would do it with my adult family just as good. It'd probably be more hilarious. Okay. This one is not as much a game as it is an activity that I think brings so much meaning to the holiday season. It's make a list, right? A gratitude list is a great way to be grateful for what we already have, right? We're going to maybe receive some gifts. We're going to have some food, and we're thankful. whether that is whatever holidays you're celebrating, right? Christmas, Thanksgiving, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, all these great holidays that are coming up in this next 2-3 months as we kick off with Halloween in just a few weeks. But what about being able to say specifically, maybe the names of every family member on an index card, and what is one thing that you're grateful for about that person? Something they've done, something they've said, just how they are, how they make you feel accepted, loved, included. And just to be able to be specific, because the problem I found, because I forced my family to go around like at Thanksgiving and have everyone say what they're thankful for. I'm like, it's Thanksgiving. This is what we're doing. And they go, oh, okay, you know. But then by the second person, they all just start saying, well, I'm thankful for family too. And oh, I'm thankful for family. And it's so general and generic that it's really lost the meaning. So being able to have specifically either specific individuals or specific traits, you know, it's going to be more meaningful on your gratitude list. And it could be, you know, at least one thing you're specifically grateful for 2019 before we step into 2020. But again, you can kind of come up with your own concepts or some ideas there of what you're thankful for the day, or what you appreciate, or what made you feel joyful, or your favorite part. You know, what did you love and what did you like about 2019? Those are good things to ask. Holiday Pictionary, you can use index cards and write down on these index cards holiday related subjects. Now for like Thanksgiving, it could be like Thanksgiving fixins. You know, you can imagine, how is someone going to draw out, you know, mashed potatoes or stuffing, you know, it's like, oh boy, this might get exciting here. And then for Christmas, you could do Christmas carols, right? Silent Night, you know, how do we do that? So that could be really fun. You could have a board and easel, whiteboard, or just stick some poster board up on the wall with a marker, alternate the artists and split up the teams, kind of fun. And then after you do your kind of Christmas carol or holiday Pictionary, what about stuffing a Christmas stocking with different objects and having guests guess what's in the item, right? You can get one of those, you know, cheap, big, oversized, maybe socks stuck to stuff some different items in. Could be a Christmas ball. Careful that doesn't break, right? If it's one of those glass ones, I think. But maybe a candy cane, you know, maybe a gingerbread man. But have people write down what their guesses are of, you know, what are these 5 items or 1 or 2 items, however you want to do that. And they get to say, okay, this is what I think it is. And then maybe they win what's in the sock, depending if it's cool stuff, or maybe they win a separate prize. So there you go, guys. There are some holiday hacks, and there are some fun activities you can do together with your family this year. And you can find your own. I guess the point is, if you want to elevate your holiday this year, maybe just figure out, what have you never done that you could add to the holiday season to maybe make it simpler and more streamlined and not as, you know, complicated, but also maybe more fun and interesting and engaging. So family actually has to talk to each other. You know, I know the larger the family gets and you have extended relatives, and sometimes it just becomes this awkward food fest versus this fellowship that's full of fun and laughters. And the whole point of these games, because I still think to this day, I love my mom. She is the worst person to have on your team if you're playing a game, but the most hilarious to watch, because she answers for everybody, right? She doesn't just answer for her team. She answers for everyone. She can't keep it to herself. But I have so many great memories of just laughing and just how funny it was when we're playing some of these funny games, you know, around the holiday season. So I encourage you to do that. Maybe you do Christmas carol karaoke. Maybe you have a scavenger hunt, whatever it is to get your family up and moving and engaging together. I think it's going to make this year that much more spectacular. Let's talk about a better giving game plan for 2019. And this is my first power tip, and I've heard this before. I think it's really valuable, but I want you to create not just your naughty or nice list, but your list for everybody in your family that you're going to need to buy for this year. And for most of us, if you're sticking to a budget, maybe you're saying, hey, our cutoff this year is $40 or $100, whatever that threshold is. I know some families draw names out of a hat, but maybe they tend to buy still for the younger kids, right? The under 18 or the under 10-year-olds. And so you got to start to figure that out. And a lot of times some of us, I don't know about you, but I go, man, I don't know what so-and-so might like. You know, I don't know them as well. What's so great through this group of entrepreneurs is that we really want to help people through this holiday season have a hassle-free holiday. And so if you offered up a list of everybody you needed to buy for, what your budget was for each of these people, what we can produce for you is 3 great ideas for each individual. And one could be through our partner stores, our partnerships, because we have relationships with about 50 to 60 different companies that you know well, from Disney to Microsoft to Apple to Best Buy. Office Depot and Home Depot, right? So, maybe we'll wrap up a stapler for you or a nail gun. I'm just kidding. But there's those relationships. Plus, we have exclusives in home, health, and beauty brands that you can only get through an independent business owner like us. And so we can recommend, hey, here's a basket of goodies we put together. Here's a gift bag, or here's some ideas to help you make this a hassle-free holiday. We'll do all the legwork, and we'll come back to you with the ideas, and you just get to pick which gift you wanted to select. Now, here's how I would profile the people so we know kind of who these people are. We can pick some great gifts for them. So let's just, for example, I have Aunt Susie. We say she's 40-ish. She doesn't really talk about her age too much, right? But she's 40-ish. She's crafty. She's creative. She wants to lose a few pounds. And by the way, we don't give gifts to people saying, here you go, without them soliciting that that's something they wanted, right? We don't want to ever offend somebody. But at the same time, there's a lot of folks that are like, oh my gosh, I've told so-and-so, or every time around this year, they talk about maybe losing weight, or they want to have more energy, or there's one thing about their skin that they want to change. So for this example, you happen to know, and it's not a secret, it's out there, that Aunt Susie, she wants to lose a few pounds. So some of our weight management brands that we have access to, or sports nutrition might be great for her. She wants to stay organized, so maybe even Target, going there and finding some different organizational items, because that's one of our partner stores. And she said that she would love to get rid of the dark circles that are under her eyes. Okay, that's very typical, very common. And so a great eye cream, we have a great brand called Youth Extend that could help alleviate that with just a matter of weeks. It has great results really quick. By the way, all of our exclusive stuff's guaranteed for 6 months. So if Aunt Susie got something she didn't like, she could exchange it for something else, no questions asked, or just get a refund and get something completely different, which is pretty great. Now we got Tommy. He's 18. He plays football and other sports, so he's active. He likes to take good care of his ride, his car. And he has a few teen breakouts because he stays active. He's sweating, while he's out there playing football. So the fact that we have access to a phenomenal line called Essentials, which actually helps break the cycle of breakouts, but also has natural botanicals, so it doesn't dry out skin like a lot of the acne treating systems that are out there. The fact we have partner stores that we can maybe have some cool things you could pimp out his ride with. And with the sports nutrition line, we've got things like Muscle Multiplier and recovery products and pre-workout, like all the stuff Tommy needs to get just ripped and ready to rock and get that football scholarship. So again, we can give some ideas. Now, this is really close to home, like dad and mom. Okay, my parents are about these ages, right, 70s. And my dad could use more energy. He's been doing a lot of caretaking of my mom. But he still stays active. He does little workouts every day. He walks around the block. He also loves to paint, has his own little studio in the house. So I can go again through our little partner stores and say, man, is there an art supply company I could team up with and get him some cool canvases? And oh, by the way, maybe this B12, time release B12 that has 8 hours worth of B12 energy that turns food into energy. That might be something for my dad to help fight fatigue, so he can go out there and get the things done he needs to get done and still have the energy to paint in his studio. As for my mom, she's having memory issues, and we have a phenomenal supplement called Memory Builder, which will actually help in that brain function. We also have fish oils, which are good for brain health and heart health. So I could specifically give the gift of health to folks who are maybe having those issues, and then also having healthy snacks. So when they're snacking around the house, we usually eat what's there. And sometimes what's there is Cheetos versus maybe like a whole grain tortilla chip or a smart, slim popcorn, like some of the things we have. And she wants to take care of her skin because she has great skin for her age for sure, but wants to keep maintaining it. And so we have some anti-aging Youth Extend. Maybe, we love mom. She really bailed me out many times, not out of jail, but just bailed me out in life. So maybe I'm going, Mom, you deserve the FLUX this year. It's the Ferrari of our skincare. And we have an eye cream that will help your skin act 15 years younger. And yes, that's a scientific claim that they back with a 180-day satisfaction guarantee. And mom gets excited because she knows the billion-dollar brands don't give 6-month guarantees unless they believe their product actually works. And in clinical studies, it does. So I have all these options, and I can pick 1 or 2 of those items or bundle together some things. And this is just you may be buying for 14 or 40 or for just one person. But imagine making your list, setting a budget, checking it twice. And then here's how we budget so you don't have to put things on credit cards. If you get a jump on it, and I really encourage you between now and Halloween to really think about what could you budget for maybe this end-of-month paycheck, like second half of the month, so that you can get ahead of your shopping. In this example, let's say that we're buying for 7 people, essentially, okay? And our budget is $100 per person. So $700 plus we're going to do stocking stuffers for like grandkids or nieces or nephews. And we're going to spend about $100 on that. And so the way that we broke this down is if our total budget's $800, and again, your total budget might be $80. That's not the point. The point is that could you divide, a portion of that for October, a portion for November, and then just clean up the first part of December with a few stocking stuffers, especially when we have opportunities like our partner stores that offer in-store pickup. Even if it's last minute, you can go through our shopping network, pick what you want, click it, purchase it, and have it waiting for you by the time you get to the store. Boy, did we save you some time and energy with that. So it's basically, guys, some tips to being your gift giving guide, and we're here to help you with that. So if you're like, I'm not quite sure in all this, we can take 10, 15 minutes or come over to your house and sit down with you and have a little chit chat and go, hey, here's what we can do for you. And by the way, we do that for free. We just say, hey, just support the brands that support us. We're not going to charge you per hour or charge you $50 to go and do these certain things. We want to add value to you. And so you can talk to the person who, maybe invited you to tune in, or you as a business owner can say, how could I add value? Maybe I want to add gift wrapping. Maybe I'm going to add doorstep delivery for certain things. Maybe I can throw in a free product gift. If you do all your Christmas gifts through me, I'm going to give you a gift for supporting me as a small business owner. So there's lots of ways we can incentivize. I'm not above bribing people for their business. Okay. Now we want to incentivize you and reward you for supporting us as entrepreneurs. So experience this season of generosity without losing the joy. Because I think the last thing we want is for you to have it be last minute, frazzled and hazzled. You're getting mauled at the mall. It's not fun anymore. You're fighting over the last whatever thing on the shelf. And you are running out of money because you're trying to squeeze it all into the month of December or Black Friday and December on. And you're just frustrated. So I want you to go, we could have a hassle-free holiday if we just start planning now in October, which seems early, but it's really not. Budgeting, planning, and working with maybe an entrepreneur like us or a gift-giving guide to be your little Christmas elf and help these things be streamlined for you. Pretty fun. So we can help you with a giving game plan for 2019 and well into the new year. We can also serve you. Some of the partnership we have range from everybody from Tom's Shoes to Neiman Marcus to Sunglass Hut to Macy's to Legos. And man, maybe there's a relative you want to send on a trip. We've even got Expedia, Travelocity, and many, many more. We have powerful partnerships, but the point is not just that you've never heard of these brands. Most of you guys, we're going to buy them, from these brands anyway. But instead of getting mauled at the mall, imagine doorstep delivery. And also allowing us as maybe more of an expert to say, well, did you know that you could use in-store pickup with Target? You could still go through our shopping network, go through our store, but did you know it could be waiting for you when you walk in the door? So you don't have to wait in these long, long holiday lines. It'll be waiting for you. Or maybe you want to have doorstep delivery. And so we're here to kind of curate it for you and help you have the best experience possible. Now, we also have exclusives you can only get through us. Many of you guys know that we partnered with a phenomenal multi-billion-dollar company, A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, approved by the Federal Trade Commission, called the Amway Corporation. And this corporation has a wide range of exclusive products that you cannot get on store shelves, but you can get delivered to your doorstep. DTC, direct to consumer, is the wave of the future. How many of you guys are tripping over Amazon boxes, but not really understanding that, if you could get that from Amazon, you could probably get that from a local independent business owner delivered to your doorstep and actually see your dollars make a difference. Jeff Bezos is already a billionaire. He doesn't need any more of your support. But there are local business owners with their own retail web store that can hook you up with health, home, beauty brands that are exclusive. 450 different things to choose from. What if you just switched over where you got your toothpaste or your hair gel, or maybe you got a really great supplement or skincare product, but just switching one or two things over to their independent store, it's insignificant for you. You're like, oh, dude, that's like $20 a month or $50 a month. Man, that's nothing. It's insignificant for you, but as they go out there and serve a dozen customers, those little bits add up to a lot. And now this business owner has a fully funded company because of the profits they can make from things you were going to buy anyway. And I think that's a beautiful conversation to have. Now, I know a lot of people go, oh, the Amway Corporation, isn't that one of those pyramid schemes? And I always giggle going, what are you even talking about? And oh my gosh, who's parented you? But I always ask people, where do you work, right? Where do you work? Because most typically where people work, those structures look a lot like this, where the CEO is making money off everybody below them, and you'll never make more money than the CEO. You could work there 40, 50, 60 years, 40, 50, 60 hours a week. You'll never make more than the CEO. Or here's what's wild, or even the person one layer above you in corporate America. And you know what I love about our opportunity? It's an equal opportunity. It's a level playing field. Every single person on my team, they can actually serve more people, impact more lives, and make more money than me. And that is free enterprise at its finest. That is a level playing field. Guys, in corporate America, women make 30% less than men. If you're a person of color, there's still disparity. But in our world, we do not judge you on your race, religion, orientation, or background. We say, if you have a dream, you start as the CEO of your company, but now you got to build something, build a brand that is worthy. And you go out there by serving people. So obviously this is legit. We wouldn't be around for 60 years doing about 8 billion a year globally. So we'll talk about some of the festive favorites that I have from our product line here that I think you're going to be very, very impressed with. And I just want to let you guys know, some of you guys have health goals or skincare goals, or you want to make 2020 your best year so far. So some of these brands are going to really help you. And we have some really cool promotions and specials. If you follow up with the person who invited you here tonight, there's free product with purchase. There's actually a $1,600 product giveaway that we give away 2 times every month, that if you just order one item and put the SKU number into your cart along with that one item, could be a tube of toothpaste, that you are entered to win $1,600 worth of products. Amazon.com has never in its entire life done that for me since they launched back in 1995. But these amazing partnerships and brands, they're generous, they're kind, they're giving, and they want to see you support local businesses. So they're like, hey, let's incentivize you. So I know whether those goals are to lose weight or build lean muscle, have more energy, sleep better, look better, change something about your skin, or just protect it from the sun with SPF, or maybe even go green, that we have you covered. Here's some of our festive favorites. A really great product, which by the way, I think this is a great host or hostess gift, because a lot of people are burning the candle at both ends, staying up late, wrapping gifts. We have the new Energy Cafe Mocha from Excess Energy. Now we have about 17 different flavors of a low sugar, low carb, healthy B12 energy drink, but this is our first coffee rendition. And as you can see, it actually is not trying to give you a bunch of energy just from caffeine. On the comparison, we have less caffeine than our competitors, but it does have something our competitors don't have, and that's B vitamins. And again, B12 and B vitamins in general give you energy. It turns your food into energy, if you will. And so imagine putting a couple of these cans of these into a little goodie bag and saying, hey, thanks for hosting Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving. Thanks for hosting Christmas dinner. I just wanted to bring you a great little gift, a little hostess gift. Now, as there are some ready-to-made, canned drinks and bottled drinks out there, how do we stack up against some of those? Well, I think what you'll find here is, we've got protein, but we've got less sugar, only 3 teaspoons. It uses real cocoa, real milk, real coffee to make our product. It's not a bunch of synthetic stuff. And it is actually a very great, healthy and affordable alternative to some of the drinks that are out there. Now, this is just one little product that some people want to have a little pick-me-up, but most Americans drink coffee. This is a super coffee, if you will, with the extra B vitamins in it. And it's something you can grab and go as you're out there caroling door to door and spreading holiday cheer. Now, speaking of holiday cheer, the problem is after all that cheer, some of us have a little bit more to us than we did before Thanksgiving and Christmas. And this says that 36.5% of Americans are obese. More than 1/3 of U.S. adults are obese. We're not just talking about a little bit overweight. It's getting out of hand. The average American gains 2 pounds every year. And I think most of us, we tend to do that on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Isn't it amazing? So let me give you a little power tip, guys, that I think can really help you. One of the products I love, and I'm not joking, I love, because I also have been known to say things like I love carbs. I'm trying to not love things that don't love me back, but we have a cool product called Carb Blocker. And this blocks up to 500 carbs per meal. And you take 1 to 3 tablets. So if you're just having a cookie, you just take 1 tablet. But if you're having a big plate of pasta, you could take 3. And this uses a soybean extract. It's natural. It's a natural carb inhibitor, if you will. It uses kidney beans and soybean and parsley. So you're not seeing anything weird or chemical on this product. But the point is, it can help your body not absorb all of the carbohydrates, which means before I'm about to have a Cinnabon or another slice of pumpkin pie, I pop some of those carb blockers just to give myself a little bit of an edge, because I don't want to have to pay for it for the next 6 months, because it's really easy to put weight on, but very hard to take it off. Every year, an estimated 45 million go on a diet. $66 billion is spent on diet programs. So this is a wide open market for entrepreneurs. This is just one product category that we have. But if we can help people maybe lose weight, feel better about themselves, improve their self-image, I don't apologize for brands that help people look good and feel good. So something special for you, beyond that sweepstakes, there's a mini catalog that launches every 6 months. We have a campaign, just recently launched in September. And we want to show you some of the different promotions and specials that are available. And if you give someone 10, 15 minutes, either over the phone, like a video chat, or just to come over to your place, to your home, your apartment, and bring some samples and let you try out a few things, I think it'd be pretty cool to give people that opportunity. We also have launched a new mobile-friendly website for our retail website, so you can shop on your mobile device, which is awesome. And if you are doing things like hopping on your laptop or home computer, we got you covered there as well. Speaking of, let me give you guys just a quick little crash course on a few of my other favorite gifts and brands. For a hostess gift, what are other things I could throw in here? Well, I really love our multi-purpose wipes from our home collection. And these multi-purpose wipes, this is 24 different wipes. If water doesn't hurt it, these won't either. A lot of people go, oh, I use Clorox wipes. Well, Clorox wipes is bleach. So you don't want to wipe off your kid's fingers with bleach and then have it put it in their mouth. You don't want to wipe down certain surfaces with bleach. That's not healthy. There's warnings on the bottle of bleach, like don't let your kids drink bleach, right? We know that's not good. Don't want to put it in their mouth. But this is an organic liquid, organic cleaner, if you will, natural enzymes that will break up things. Works great. If I spill something on my shirt, I love having these in the glove box of my car. Also, just to wipe up quick little spills. So imagine becoming, as a hostess gift, maybe you throw in a pack of these along with a really fun product I love, probably been around for about a bazillion years, one of their original products, but it's called Scouring Pad Scrub Buds, okay? And there's 4 of these, and these are super affordable. Oh my gosh. You have to check the website, but let's say under $10 for sure for 4 of these, but they last forever. They're stainless steel, and I think there's a demo where they put like a lady's pantyhose, on their hand, and then they rub that little scouring pad over it. Because the way it's designed, it doesn't make the stocking run. So you can imagine even on your non-stick pans, you can use it, but it really helps get the grit and grime off of dishes. And there's a little power tip too. Don't just plan on what's happening before your meal, plan what's happening after. And I encourage you to have a conveyor belt of help. What's that mean? Have the young kids maybe clear the plates or grab the silverware. Maybe the older kids grab the glasses. Then you can have some of the other adults in the kitchen scraping plates. One's doing the washing station, one's doing the rinse station, one's doing the drying station. And if you work together as a team and you plan ahead, hey, you guys are going to maybe bring food, but you're going to help with the cleanup. Or, hey, we're going to delegate these roles so nobody's surprised, because after you've eaten your meal, and they spring it on you, who's helping with the dishes? That's not a good time to do it. If you let them know up front, hey, guys, before we cut into this turkey or ham, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. Good, because you don't get to eat otherwise, And they're like, okay, yeah, we want to eat. We'll do it. What a great opportunity for you to just have a game plan, but also using some of these great products to make the cleaning easier and simpler is a lot more fun for everybody as well. A couple things kind of during meal or post meal. I encourage you guys to send people home with a Ziploc bag full of a couple of these digestive enzymes. Digestive enzyme, you can see pineapple on there because it's all natural. So pineapple actually has some really good healthy enzymes for your digestion system. This supports normal digestion of carbs, proteins, fat, and dairy. I tend to be a little lactose intolerant, but I take these every day before meals, so I don't have stomach aches, don't have a lot of issues. So this is something I help with digestion. You can even open up the capsule and sprinkle it over food. And so that might be something to have for Thanksgiving available, but certainly send them home with that, with some leftovers. This probiotic, what we call probiotic digestive enzymes, if you will, is flash frozen, phenomenal. You can add this to any cold beverage or yogurt. They're little tubes, if you will. And again, you can throw this in a little zip bag or goodie bag and send people home with something. So instead of like an Activia yogurt, this is something that doesn't have to be refrigerated, but you add it to a cold beverage or any product really that's not hot. And it will actually help put the good fuel and the good bacteria into your system so you get more nutrition out of the food you eat. And remember, most of the good stuff happens in your lower intestine where you're actually getting all the nutrition out of your food. But if you don't have a healthy gut with good probiotics in it, you're not getting the most out of your food. So I don't care. You're like, oh, I went to Whole Foods. I spent all this money on organic stuff. I'm like, well, you're not getting all the nutrition you need, let alone over 9 out of 10 Americans do not get enough nutrition from food alone. That's why we supplement. That's why we talk about our phenomenal products, flagship products like our FLUX, which is a dietary supplement with 22 vitamins, minerals, and 22 plant concentrates. Things like our Balanced Health fish oil, where we actually have Arctic oceans we fish for the healthiest and most sustainable ways to get those fish oils in our system, which can reduce your risk of heart disease by 50 to 80%, depending on which study you listen to. So anyway, that post kind of holiday vibe, like I said, some of the problems we bump into are things like, digestion. So I think digestion health is huge. And then also giving people a great, cleaning type product might be a great holiday gift or hostess gift for you guys to consider. So let me wrap up with just a few more slides here, and then we'll call it. But I hope you guys are learning a few things and also just getting exposed to some of the 450 phenomenal brands that we have access to help people look good, feel good, and just live their best life. And also keeping in mind, all of these are guaranteed for 180 days. So I like to tell people, when you shop with me, you shop risk-free. We also have, as I throw stuff, we also have a phenomenal line to help people not just feel good, but look good. It's called Artistry. It's been on the runways of New York Fashion Week runways. I mean, this is premium skincare. So let me hop into some of those festive favorites. But let me, before I wrap up with this, say this. Let's see how we can help this holiday season and beyond, okay? So maybe you have New Year's resolutions. Maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want more energy or better sleep health. Maybe there's one thing about your skin that you would like to change. Maybe it's dry. Maybe it's oily. Maybe you have dark circles or visible signs of aging. Maybe some wrinkles. Maybe you want to go green this year. We specialize in designing shopping experiences with expert service that can save you time and gas money. And it comes with our promise that if you don't love it, we will make it right. And I think that's so great to be thinking about as we step into this holiday season. So a couple of final things, just so you're aware of that we have access to. You can follow up with the person who had you tune in, or maybe you want to gift these to people in the holiday season, giving the gift of health. I love our fiber powder. Helps you feel full, so it's considered a dietary supplement. But also, I just find I have better digestive health when I've added a little bit of fiber. Most of our foods, because they're so processed, right? Your smoothie, even your juicer, it takes a lot of the fibers out of food. And so to have healthy body chemistry and have your digestive health, it's so important to actually have fiber in your diet. So we got to add it to a lot of our foods because, your extra value meal at the fast food drive-thru hasn't got a lot of fiber in it, right? So I think that's a great product. Also, when it comes to energy and focus, we have a great product called Energy Plus Focus. It's a dietary supplement, has a little bit of caffeine from green tea, but all natural, and it has rhodiola, which is phenomenal. You get 3 blister packs. So if you're like, oh, work is so exciting today, it's about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you're falling asleep at your cubicle, pop one of these babies. You're going to look excited. Trying to look excited on Christmas morning after staying up late wrapping gifts or at your kid's soccer game. That is the one. Definitely will help you. We also have, by the way, Beyond Double X, which is phenomenal. I think it's less than $5 to be on a program called Perfect Pack. $5 a day, and it has like huge amount of nutrition in it. Basically $97 worth of food. If you're going to go to like Whole Foods and try to get all the organic nutrition and the fish oils and all the fruits and vegetables you need to get what you get from the Perfect Pack, it's less than $5 a day. And again, most of us can't afford to eat organic all the time at that high level. But if we could have it be a superfood and kind of be in concentrated form, kind of like, people having something added to their smoothie, but just in tablet form so your body can digest it like food. So powerful. And you're going to feel good when you have good fuel in your system. But we also have things that are kind of a step down, not a huge step, but something called the Women's Pack or Men's Pack. Pink is for girls, blue is for boys. And this has 4 different supplements in each of the boxes, specifically for men or specifically for women. Speaking of women, one of the best stocking stuffers you could give is our Light Up Lip Gloss. What a great gift for gals. It has a light on the lip gloss that will light up and has a mirror on the side. So as you're applying your lip gloss, ooh, how exciting is that, right? It's definitely a conversation starter. And then a couple final things. Mask, mix and match masks here. We have a purifying and a brightening mask. Just as an example, we have 5 different ones, an exfoliating, we have a firming one. Masks are big right now, and you can apply these. You could have your own little girls' night or a little party maybe as you kick off the new year. But these are really great products as well, but also great stocking stuffers or a great gift, right? So whether it's something for skincare, guys, we have 5 different skincare systems. Maybe you want to help someone go green with some of those home care products that are using biodegradable ingredients and have won awards to the United Nations for being planet positive products. Or the last thing I'm going to give you guys tip-wise for products. I want you to have great foundational nutrition like Double X or at least a daily vitamin. If you're on a super, super strict budget, we have a daily vitamin. You know, you've heard of Centrum, but it's synthetic. It's made in the lab. We have a daily vitamin that is less expensive than Centrum, and ours is sourced from our organic farms, not a lab. You can get a 60-day supply coming up, I think in 2020, if they haven't released this yet, 60-day supply for $18 or $9 a month, like less than 25 cents a tablet. So A to Z vitamins, 5 different skincare lines of different tiers. Like I tell people, like a Honda, a Lexus, or the Ferrari of skincare, depending on how serious you are about your skincare, depending how serious you are about your health. Maybe you're like, well, at least I want to invest 25 cents a day into my health, because what does a sick day at work cost you? And we're about to go into the season of sneezing. So the final things I'm going to give you is to boost your immune system, or if you feel a cold coming on, one of my fave products, because it's one of the most affordable things we have, is the Nutrilite Ready to Go Immunity Kiwi Strawberry Flavor Twist Tube. You twist this off, you add it to a cup of water or a bottle of water. It turns your water into vitamin water, but not the vitamin waters like at the store that don't have almost any vitamins. Those have 50% vitamin C. If you got one of those Kiwi Strawberry, their version. Ours has 1,600% of your vitamin C. So if you feel a cold coming on, slurp down one of these, and I think you're going to be able to repel it much better. There is also something called the Triple Tickle. We have a garlic supplement, which is under our heart health category. We also have something called echinacea, which of course many people are familiar with, but again, ours is high quality, sourced in a very strategic way, and it's immunity echinacea to support your own body's defense system. And we have a time-release vitamin C. So you can drink the twist tube, that's gonna give you vitamin C, but the time release is gonna slowly release it throughout the day in your system. And they say, if you feel a cold like really coming on and you're like, oh, no, this is like 10 times better than Emergen-C or some of those fizzies you add to your products or to your water, you take 3 echinacea, 3 garlic, and 3 time-release vitamin C. I know that's a lot, and you're actually gonna take that 3 times a day. But this is when you're like, I am feeling this coming on, and I do not wanna get sick. Well, that, my friends, might save you a sick day at work, or just have a more joyful and fun and hassle-free holiday. Okay, so enough about me. Thanks for watching to the end. I wanna remind you guys that you can instantly enter that sweepstakes with your next product order by putting in that SKU number, which we'll provide for you. And it's also in the front cover of all of our mini catalogs for the $1,600 product sweepstakes giveaway. We give 2 of those away each month. So maybe you'll go do your Christmas shopping and you'll receive a huge gift by supporting, either going through some of our partner stores, by going through our website, logging on through our affiliate program, and then clicking on any of our partner stores. That independent business owner gets the credit. And or if you want to use any of these exclusives, those are all guaranteed for 180 days. So I'm Jeremiah Stroup, excited to share a few holiday hacks with you guys as we step into October, November, December, and get ready for a great 2020, a brand new year. So whatever those resolutions are, as you want to look good and feel good and just make great choices, get around great people and great association, maybe even boost your income. Instead of doing Uber or Lyft, maybe you want to have your own online enterprise, whatever those things look like. Let me say this. We hope that we can help you in your journey, whether that is in a small way by hooking up a product and having it delivered to your doorstep and saving you time, money, and gas, all risk-free shopping for a 180-day guarantee, or maybe partnering with you on some bigger projects and campaigns to make this world a little bit better place, like David and Stephanie were able to do for me so many years ago. But that impact continues to echo in the lives of hundreds of people because they planted that good seed in me when I was 19. Hope you have a phenomenal day and look forward to catching you over the holiday season. Happy holidays. Let's hope this year it's going to be fun, festive, and hassle-free.